episode of the official Otaku Crew. I am your host, Lee, and thanks so much for tuning in today. We are on episode 51, and so first off, we want to inform everybody that you can listen to our podcast on many platforms. So we're on Anchor, Spotify, and be sure to check out our podcast on YouTube also. Just search up for the official Otaku Crew, and if you find our videos on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe. It will greatly appreciate your feedback and your support. Now, for today's podcast episode, we have Leifon joining us, and we have two new special panelists that are joining us. We have Ice Bear and Tamoyaki. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Very excited to be here.
Me too.
Thank you for joining. We appreciate you guys' time on today's episode. So for today's topic, we will be discussing on the topic of Mappa and Netflix partnering up. So we will discuss if it's a good move or not, and we'll discuss if other anime industries should team up with other streaming services to secure exclusive content. So who would like to start off this topic?
Do you want me to?
Go ahead, Leifon. You are our anime expert.
Let's see if I can hold on to that. So
You just don't have to. You just don't fuck up. That's it.
Pull out your degree.
yeah, it's time to do it. It's time to do it. So guys, yep, it's me, Leifon, and as always, whenever I start any type of discussion, I like to give a bit of background really quickly before any deep dive. So really quickly, Studio Mappa was founded I'd say, was it a decade ago? No, it was a bit more of a decade. Back in 2011, 2010 or so, by Masao Moriyama. He was a co-founder and producer of Studio Madhouse. So you already have like big guns coming into the anime industry. Someone who has like tenure, so to say. And if you're not familiar with Mappa, quite a few of their works, like what was that? So JJK for sure. Everyone knows that one. Oh God, I'm forgetting. The God of High School. What else?
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. Yeah, that's true.
JJK.
I just said that. Zombieland
shit.
Saga. Oh, Hell's Paradise, which is currently
Hell's
ongoing.
Paradise.
Wait! I meant to say Attack on Titan, the
Oh.
last season.
True. Okay. Vinland Saga season 2. Can't forget
Love it,
that.
yeah.
I haven't watched much of Vinland Saga myself, but I do appreciate it. Banana Fish, if you guys know, you know. So the studio has put out a lot of well-known animes, like without doubt, but I find a lot more of their recent stuff has been somewhat lacking, and so we'll get into that later. But to answer your question, Wise Man, like, is it a good move? Yes or no? I think it's two-sided, because being yes is that they're going to turn over a profit for sure. A lot of streaming libraries or studios have given a lot of the rights to stream their content to other streaming platforms. This is not the first time. Like the combination of Funimation and Crunchyroll when they partnered up.
Yeah, but that was more of a merger. Those are like platforms just merging.
I do agree. But they gave the license to distribute their content. And so Mappa is doing that with Netflix because they know Netflix is a beast in and of itself, has a wide library already, because we see a lot of their anime where they say a Netflix original, which is completely BS. That's just a personal note. But the problem I can potentially see is that a lot, like, they're going to try to crack down on torrented sites, like those illegal anime streaming websites. They want to push you more towards subscriptions and everything. That's just an overview of what I think. So before I go deeper, I'll pass it over to either Ice Bear or Tomoyaki if they want to like build on that. Or
well, before you pass it over, you do make a good point. I hadn't considered this is a way for them to deviate piracy and to secure more of the profit. So yeah, in order to do that, now it's like they're forcing everybody to get their Netflix subscription to watch map exclusive content.
I just have a question. Before we go deep into this, is it clear that any Netflix and Mappa anime would just be on Netflix?
they won't be on any platform like Crunchyroll,
So
uh, Bilibili.
so as of right now, it's in both or even multiple. They could be still on those smaller websites. But moving forward, that's a great question. Will they pull out from Crunchyroll? Will they pull it from the other smaller website just to be on Netflix? That's a great question because, for example, Disney Plus and Bleach, that's what it is.
Because I believe Crunchyroll is partnered with Prime.
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look into it. But yeah, there's some anime that you can find other platforms. So Disney Plus would have Bleach, like you said, but I think it's
Mhm.
through through another platform that Disney Plus acquired. I don't know if it's on like Hulu or Star where they put the anime content. But yeah, it's already happening as far as we
Mhm.
can tell.
I did fact check
Oh,
myself just now. Sorry, really quickly. I did fact check. It's going to be for new productions. So anything that exists, it'll be left to its own devices most likely. If it's with Crunchyroll or Prime, if Mappa's already distributed the rights to them, it's going to stay there. But anything new that's going to be coming out will be exclusively on Netflix.
so
I
anything new
see.
moving forward
Yeah.
would be yeah exclusive to Netflix.
Very
I mean,
interesting. Very interesting. Because I think moving forward from that, they have to secure. Mappa has to secure a lot of good anime before they animate something that is exclusively for Netflix, and that would restrict people from watching those just on Netflix. So, for example, let's say Vinland Saga was an anime Netflix exclusive. So would the popularity of the anime go beyond what it is right now, or will it just stay in Netflix? Netflix people will just be. I'm just throwing it out there.
Mhm. I also want to add, I think that's like the pros and the cons, right? The pro of having this partnership is basically to bring out anime culture to other worldwide, I want to say. Because, for example, Crunchyroll is just straight up anime. So all the anime freak goes on there just for that purpose. But Netflix, you have TVs, you have movies, you have um, K drama, you have Bollywood, like everything is all mixed in Netflix. So they having a
uh,
section of just exclusively anime, it really brings that variety to the whole streaming website, right? So I think it's actually a smart move for Netflix. Mappa, like you said, we don't know where it's going yet. If it's exclusively just for Netflix, will people on Netflix bring that to the popularity as it should be?
well, Netflix is the big giant powerhouse. Like, they were almost close to acquiring Warner Brothers also.
Mhm.
So they have been making deals where they've been curing content. So I know they did that deal with WWE. Netflix was able to acquire that, so now they can stream all the WWE uh, content on Netflix. Yeah, it's possible. But in terms of the Mappa buying out Netflix buying out Mappa, do you guys believe that other streaming service will be going to make moves and secure other animation studios for their exclusive content? I think Paramount has that with Avatar Studios, but then again, Avatar exclusive rights will always remain with Paramount. But because Paramount is like a streaming service now, they
Mhm.
want to expand and create more Avatar content on that. In terms of Mappa with Netflix, what kind of content maybe you guys foresee coming out?
Well,
Can you go ahead? No, I was trying to ask, can you repeat the question so I can further investigate on that? But go ahead,
Oh well,
Slaifan.
pretty much my question was like, what kind of content do you guys see Mappa coming out with if they are partnered up with Netflix?
all right. So
Well, from
oh, sorry. I
go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
think we have the same idea going right here, Tomoyaki. So this is what I think. You could tell me if you were thinking opposite.
Agree.
I
Mm-hmm.
think
Mm-hmm.
Mappa having Netflix to back them is what's gonna get them like other agreements to get manga that will eventually become anime, because right now on their own, yeah, they can for sure get mangas and all that, animate them and whatnot. But what about the owners of certain mangas and IPs who are reluctant to give over
The rights.
their rights, thank you, to Mappa? Then when people start seeing, oh, Mappa's being backed by Netflix has a reputation, and so we are willing to give our rights to Mappa to create new anime content. Now, Tomoyaki, were you thinking the same thing, or were you thinking something else?
Yeah, so I was actually going towards there, but exactly like you said. For example, what I wanted to add on was the fact that since Netflix is so worldwide and they're so known for the fact that they have big budgets, in this case, I want to emphasize on the production team. So yeah, we all know Mappa for this anime and that anime, but we understand how long and how much effort it takes for the compute like for them to draw all those panels. Like the fact that they can put more budget, they can add more artists in there, and then like you said, the streaming as well.
So then, do you think that Netflix is going to give them the resources where they can increase their manpower and yeah, maybe less reduced hours for the workers? Like, do you see more jobs coming from Appa?
I do see a potential because in quotation they did say long-term win-win partnership. So of course, if that's their struggle and that's the reason why they're producing anime that's less better quality, I would say, because some animation you can clearly see season one was better than season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So yeah, so I see that the main struggle in the big animes is the fact that there's so many panels for a short amount of time with, I'm assuming, not enough labor.
Yeah, I think that the only thing that the Mappa secured is the budget.
Hello, I like money.
Because from yeah, as we have seen with the
Was
work that
there a
they
time? Was there a time that Mappa was struggling financially? If anyone knows.
No, I'm
no
not
no
talking about financially, but for example, okay, where let's look at the animation for Attack on Titan. It was later on produced by Mappa, but in the beginning, season 3 to 4, you can clearly see there's like a difference of quality. Like it's not as well done as how it should be from their previous studio, which is Wit Studio.
but is that
And
the
I felt like it was rushed. And it's a common thing that people do mention, the fact that that little details are not there because there's so many panels going on that the artists have to draw and they don't have time. And you know that all these artists are being paid before the production is out, right? So the money was already like paid before, and they only have a certain amount of time to finish it.
but Mappa took too
Oh,
long to finish the Attack on Titan.
Was that your question, or is there a statement? I'm not
No,
quite
no,
sure.
it's a statement. It's a statement because they took 3 seasons just to finish the last part of Attack on Titan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in your point, it doesn't really affect how the animation uh being done on because and a studio can take its time to release any content that they have. It's as long as they have the money, they have the time to think over all the stuff that they would be releasing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're on a timeline, then we would have gotten the last part of Attack on Titan and just like straight one season, all of it at the same
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah, but you know that every single time when it's signed off for a season, they give, let's say, I'm just putting a number out there. They're saying, oh, you have to 8 months in order to finish. Of course, they're gonna push it back if there's too many, panels to draw. But like you can see the quality difference of the details if you were to compare to the first few seasons. And Attack on Titan is known to have too many panels to draw compared to the other anime that Mappa took care of. It's one of the biggest anime that has very a big amount of panels to draw.
Let me ask
Yeah,
you this, guys. Let me ask you this. So now that Netflix has acquired Mappa, now their animation should become better, right? Because it's more of a budget, and they maybe they'll get more artists to draw out the panels and animate the content. Is that what we think where it's
Yes,
headed as a good move?
yes, that's what I'm referring to with Layfon, where it's a win-win for their sense, and that's where I see that Mappa is going to get the benefit from this and the streaming, like Layfon did mention.
So then let's talk about the cons. What cons do you see negative aspects in this type of uh, partnership?
I do am seeing one. I'm not sure. It could be also a con later on in the future. But the fact that if it's just exclusively for Netflix, not everyone has Netflix, right? So if the anime is just exclusively for Netflix, and let's say if it were to be streamed in other platforms, it could grow even more. But if it's only exclusive for Netflix, that could also be something that hold them down.
yeah,
Right.
that would be a problem for specifically the ones that are watching, not subscribed to Netflix, but they have a specific app or platform they watch animes.
Yeah, right. I think most anime what they do is they license their content to other streaming platforms. Now with Mappa securing, getting that partnership with Netflix, whatever the contract says, maybe Mappa will not be able to license that to other streaming services, and
Exactly. Yeah.
so they kind of like corner themselves where their content's only visible on one platform. What about you, Leifon? What do you think? You agree with them or disagree?
I do agree, but the only few problems I personally foresee, well, aside from at the management level, just because they got a better partnership doesn't always mean that they're going to give their employees better benefits or better working conditions or hire even more people. They might hire more
Exactly.
directors, for example,
Exactly.
unneeded. That's one con. The other potential con, while this is just knowledge I have, I don't know how accurate it is. I worry that certain artists who work at this Studio Mappa, that they will be locked into contract almost. Well, sorry. Let me clarify. This partnership will bring about that these artists cannot like collaborate with other studios to do other artwork. They will have to be with Mappa because Mappa signs an agreement. I don't know if that extends to the artists because a lot of artists at animation studios, their quote unquote contract with the studio is just based on how long the season's going to run, and of course you're outsourcing other artists to do other job, freelancing, blah blah blah. My concern for that is often, if you're with Mappa, you're stuck with Mappa. You can't go do, I don't know, a job for, I don't know, Studio Ufotable or others, which is very unlikely. But I would not be surprised if that gets worked into like some sort of agreement that no, you can't go work for your competitor. You have to work here, and that's it. We'll give you work when we can.
I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
This deal's getting worse all the time.
Question for you guys. Do you perhaps see Netflix being kind of an interference when it comes to the creativity? For example, Mappa might say that they want to go towards direction. Then Netflix will say, no, you can't go. We're not seeing that kind of vision. We want to go this direction. So there could be a bit of friction, a bit of butting heads. What do you guys think about
No,
that?
I don't think there will be any issue regarding that because it's for me, this partnership is mainly for streaming. They're just there to own the licensing of streaming, not for production. So I don't think there will be any issue regarding going to a different path, drawing like telling the story a different way. I may think that there could be an issue regarding translation issue. I don't know who actually takes care of the translation when it comes to streaming. Is it going to be Mappa or is it Netflix? And that
Oh,
may cause an
if it's Netflix, then it would be bad because right now
that's it, right?
Netflix is doing some weird stuff with the subtitles because I
Yes,
think they're using
exactly. That's where I'm
AI,
going.
and
Hmm.
it's really
It's not as accurate as how we
yeah.
want it to be, and it's sometimes censored, right? And you know, anime when it comes to like those shonen, there's it's not censored. So imagine it's gonna be like one of those back then days YTV anime where everything is just PhD, G&D, and nothing where the translation should be. So that's where I think the issue may be. But streaming wise and drawing wise, creativity wise, I don't think so.
All right, cool. Levon, I think you want to say something? Your
No,
thoughts?
no. I was just answering the question of cons and all that. Now, while I don't see Netflix running any what is it, interference with Mappa, I feel like they're going to want to have an opinion, of course, because that's just always the problem with a lot of these corporations. They don't know anything about the industry, but they're willing to give
Well,
their
there's too many
cents.
cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly, too
The
many hands
analogy
in
is
the
with
pot,
too
so
many
to say.
cooks in the kitchen.
Also,
Yeah.
so if anything, maybe big maybe Netflix would say, I don't know. You have to show off this product because they're sponsor or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll say, okay, put a McDonald's in there or
What the hell? Oh my god!
a JFK or something. I don't know. I feel like they'll do some dumb stuff. That I can
No,
see.
but that could be.
Yeah.
That could be. For side note, out of this Mappa situation, Stranger Things, for example, they put a bunch of freaking products in there randomly just to advertise them. So this, I do see where you're going with this, Leifon. Like I understand where you're going, and I do see it coming.
So do
Well,
you
I
want to
can't
see
blame them.
running? Do you guys want to see running ads on an anime?
No, it's
Enjoy
not
doing
running
that.
ads. For example, it's like
No,
he's
I think I got the wrong word for that ad. It's
I
like,
think what you mean is product placement.
yeah, product
exactly,
placement.
yes. I will.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be surprised. I will see it for sure.
I'll pull the what is it, the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. It's like, I see it, there it is, I see that
Yes,
logo, I recognize
yes,
it, it's a reverse Nike logo or something. Yes, I
yeah.
will laugh if I see it, because it's comedic placement at that point. It's like, you guys are trying so hard just to put this in. Like, there's this scene of a fight going on, we're seeing blood, guts, and you just zoom into a little Coke can that's like Coca-Cola or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's something where it's inevitable. I'm pretty sure that's one of the benefit of having Netflix and their other company in there, right?
Yeah, yeah. I kind of foresee their relationship kind of like how Marvel does with Disney. Marvel pretty much handles their own ways to pull out content and everything, and then Disney just gives them a few pointers here and there, maybe. So I think that's kind of the relationship I see. Do you guys agree with that, or do you see something else different?
Yeah, I do see that, of course. Like everything, you'll have opinions here and there. Will they take it? We don't know. Will they add on to it? Yeah, they can. But I really don't think majority of the creativity will be affected at all by Netflix.
Might be a bit of a more collaboration, but here's the
Right.
thing. So we know that Netflix kind of do push some agendas here and there, especially when it comes to the LGBTQ community. They kind of do
Yeah.
push more on that content. So do you guys think that they're gonna push Mappa more content related to kind of community group, and more content related to that will be coming out from Mappa?
That would suck if they do that, because
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
just like animes are being done by Japanese people. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not that it's exclusively made by Japanese people, but here and there, like manhwa is also getting popularity, but it would be a big problem if they impose something like that on an anime. Because
Um,
imagine, because I think what these animes right these days are trying to do is like inclusivity for all.
mm,
They already do that. They just like if you watch Naruto, like One Piece, the underlying message is already there. But the problem is if someone in the higher ups of Netflix just wanted like, oh, we have to put a an LGBTQ just to represent something, an idea for that anime, then I think that will not be great for this partnership.
Mhm.
I don't know why,
And
but I kind of imagine like a rainbow flag just in the corner of like a Jujutsu Kaisen battle that's going on. You're like, then later on you do, and then later on you do the meme. There, I spotted it.
So to add on to that, I don't think it's a good idea to impose. But then again, you did mention, Ice Bear, that the fact that it's drawn by most Japanese people and they're known to be reserved. I'm not saying they're more reserved. I'm just they're known to be reserved. But then if it's tasteful, for example, Pokemon, it was made back then in the days, and next thing you know, it's two girls. It's not, so like it was tasteful. It wasn't like forceful, right? So in my opinion, there's two ways of taking it. If you're forcing the flag left and right during a battle, okay, that's really annoying. But if it's a way where it doesn't seem forced, why not, right? For
Like if it
example,
makes
Sailor
sense,
Moon.
like,
I'm talking about Sailor
huh?
Moon. Like like it's always been there, even though it's drawn by Japanese and it's a Japanese culture. It's always like it's yes, it's gonna start a story, but it has always been there in the history, right? So for me, it doesn't really bother me. I don't think it's gonna be an issue. It just has to be something where it shouldn't be all up in your face just because they want a token anime, right?
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It's a tool that encrypts your internet traffic and hides your IP and virtual location. You might be asking yourself, why do I need this? Well, you like watching anime, right? Or shopping online? Or browsing the internet using the public Wi-Fi? But are you aware of the digital snooper? It can be anyone, such as your internet provider peeking at your internet activities, or a cyber criminal attempting to steal your credit card info, or a hacker near you trying to steal your sensitive data. This is where NordVPN comes in. It makes your internet activity private, protects you from accessing dangerous websites, and lets you enjoy your favorite anime content securely and remotely. NordVPN also allows you to overcome internet censorship. All your traffic is routed through a remote server, so you can access websites that are restricted in your country. If you want to watch anime that is only available in Japan and not in your country, then use NordVPN to connect to Japan's server. It's that easy. NordVPN is available on most devices. You can also download NordVPN from the App Store. Use our link to download NordVPN. Get started today to protect yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes sense with the narrative, I think that's where it becomes appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fun, you got something
yeah,
to add?
as long as it's appropriate and it's
Mhm.
not
Mm.
forced. So I think I'm okay with that. But um, moving forward, I think Netflix won't really touch Mappa on creativity, on like planning on how to do the anime. But maybe they'll make some requests,
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
but maybe not an imposition. So let's go, I think.
Everyone pretty much hit the nail on the head of what I want to say. If they do it, it will be difficult. Like, imagine it in a JJK fight, Itadori coming in with the Black Flash, boom, surprise, you get the Pride flag instead. There are
No.
time and place. It's always going to be time and
Exactly.
place, because in anime we have seen many characters who are, well, they're man, but they identify as a
Put an
woman.
REs.
No,
There you go.
no, not in that sense. But they do have them do cross-dressing. They feel more comfortable as a female, or we
Yeah.
get stories about how the female became a man. There's quite a few animes that's like that's the
Yeah,
background of certain characters, but it
Like
fits
exactly.
into the narrative. It fits.
Yeah, and This is like a history of anime, right? It's not like the 2025 anime. It's the 1990s. It's been going on, you know? It's nothing new.
Exactly. So if it's done, it'd have to be done in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
What
I
that
agree.
is, we will see as the partnership
We
develops.
exactly. We will see. We can't tell.
Whenever they come up with more of the content, then we'll come back here and then we'll be like, guys, I think they messed up. We lost the plot.
It's lost the plot. It's completely lost the plot.
We'll see, indeed. So do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap the episode up?
I just have a question.
Mhm.
Would would the animes? Well, of course we don't know yet, but do you think when Mappa releases an anime on Netflix, will it be on batches or will it be like every week, just like today?
Oh yeah,
Because
good
that
point, good
Mm.
that's
point.
it. Yeah, because that's an interesting question. Um, it it touches on people who watches the anime weekly on a weekly basis and still talk about like what could happen. Because if like right now in Netflix just released Bakido, and
Yes.
yeah, it came out with the whole season. So
Mm-hmm.
you
Oh
only
yeah.
have like a
Okay.
certain period of time to discuss everything that's on there. After that, it will be gone on the social circles. It will not be just just like the animes of like One
Yeah, I know
Piece.
what you mean. Like there won't be
Yeah.
that much retention. People will not be talking
Mm,
about
Mm-hmm.
like week after week. If it's just dropped all at once, then it's like the buzz is there for one day, then it goes down. Of course. I think it would definitely depend on the anime. Uh, I'll give you an example, like Sakamoto Days. If you guys know about that,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
dropping. That anime was dropping week by week episodes, so it was not all dropped at once. So it really depends on the studio and the anime, like if it's gonna be dropped all the episodes at one, or if it's gonna be a weekly release.
But eh, uh, with just regard to Sakamoto Days, because they are dropping it weekly, is I don't know what anime studio that does Sakamoto Days, but uh, I think the initial reception for Sakamoto Days is not good because of the animation, and I don't know if it has to do with the studio or the
Possibly,
schedule.
possibly. I think I do believe it's a Netflix original series, right, Leifon? Come on, Days is only on Netflix.
It is on there, but it's by
Mm,
TMS Entertainment.
okay, so I'm not familiar with that with them, but like I said, I think it really depends on the studio and the anime on what they decide if they prefer to drop it all at once or weekly release.
But
So we
what do you guys
yeah, go on.
prefer?
I would prefer weekly to be honest because it's at least something you look forward to. Uh, like if it's a Friday weekly episode is dropping, then it's something you look forward to every Friday or so often. And like I said, it keeps up the retention. There's more talk and buzz long
Mhm.
term. Whereas compared to like any other show, like for example, Stranger Things, I was literally talked about 1 2 days, and then everyone forgot about it and moved on to other stuff. So there is data to support that weekly dropped episodes are more beneficial, and it just keeps the word of mouth more going.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Kind of like how cable TV used to do back in the day. They never dropped
Mhm.
all the episodes at once. That was also like
Mm-hmm.
weekly releases.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a 90s kid, so I really like the scheduling with weekly releases rather than all at once.
For me, I want to add to this because I laughed when Ice Bear asked that question because Ice
Uh-huh.
Bear knows my answer. Ice Bear knows that I prefer to watch
Yeah.
everything in one shot. That's just me personally. I like to watch everything in one shot, binge 9 hours straight. That's a personal thing for me.
Is that so?
So for me, there are some shows, some TV shows on Netflix that they did drop. Let's say the initial drop was 5 episodes, and then it becomes
Hmm.
weekly. right? That for me
Yeah,
is
right.
perfect. That's what I would do. If there's an anime out there that's meant for me, I would like that type of schedule for them to drop 5 and we binge a few, and then as each week goes, grows up to the climax, right? So then you can talk about it, you can get more engaged with it as it goes per week. But yeah, I honestly prefer to have like a good hook to something with a few episodes rather than one episode each week right away.
Yeah, do you know that? So like I said, everyone's kind of different. There are some people who just
Yeah.
rather binge watch it in one shot, or some who can wait because they have like a list of other shows, so they're kind of rotating it around their
Mhm.
scheduling, whatever they have on their list. So yeah, everyone's different. Leifan, we'll give the last word to you.
Okay.
Oh, Esther, do you want to say something?
Oh no. The reason I asked that because you know that algorithm really plays into what Netflix shows you.
Yeah.
So if you have Mappa just releasing content to Netflix, then um, just like Tamoyaki here, uh, the algorithm will only show the ones that already done. But
Right.
but well, she gets to see the new ones, but whenever it's like on the back end of the recommendations. So I think that plays a part in how people watch. Because if you see something on the home screen of your Netflix, you just click on that, right? But if it's on the back end, then you wouldn't bother to just to you, well you'll be curious about it if enough people around you talks about it, but other than that, then you'll just be waiting for the algorithm to show you what you have in your app.
For the streaming wise, I think this case Netflix would have the upper hand. I think Mappa, for example, will give them all the episodes, and then Netflix will choose either do you want to do it one per one, do you want to do it all one shot. I really think in this case is a Netflix decision, and yeah, I think for the releasing for streaming the episodes, it's going to be Netflix who will have the decision on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
You mentioned that the Netflix would have the decision on that, and that
Mhm.
comes to like what if, for example, for instance, they have like I think this hasn't been animated, Kagurabachi. Yeah, it's a good manga right now, and I don't know if studios are fighting over it, but what if there's a show that it's good, Mappa really created it well, but it didn't reach uh, a lot of views, and Netflix decided to drop it. What would then happen?
Drop it as in they don't
Yeah, yeah,
continue the
yeah.
show.
Yes,
Would
because
that be a case? Would that be a case for other studio to grab that and to get the license? That's a great that's a
no,
great
I said it's a great
point.
question because Netflix is known to be canceling shows left and right if it
yeah,
doesn't
Right.
get enough
Exactly.
popularity
Yeah.
or viewership. So that kind of
'cause-
puts Mappa in the bind if they don't put out good content that they know the audience will like. Then
But then it
and
also the
performance.
the
Yeah,
the artist issues too, right? It's their story. If they initially sign off with Mappa and Netflix, and then season 1 aired and it's not good, what about season 2, 3, 4, 5? Will they pull out from the contract and get penalty, or are they going to get released and allow them to find another studio to stream? Like that's you're holding a lot of people hostage here.
yeah, because that's what I think that will limit
Wow, you just
Mappa's
found a
options.
loophole.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
found a con, a big con.
Or they might do a Promise Neverland season 2 ending.
Oh, hell no!
If you know, you know.
No.
oh, just rush it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
funny.
yikes.
that's the reason why I'm asking this because I really hate how that anime ended.
Yeah.
It's really devastating to watch the whole season go down the drain.
Right.
So if something happens, if that instance happens in the Mappa and Netflix partnership, what would happen?
That's
That's
a
the real
great
question, really.
question. Yeah, that's a wow. My brain is like racing right now. I don't know. That's a great
I
question.
guess we'll find out when we
More
start
details comes
seeing
out.
Mappa animes on our Netflixes. We'll be watching. We'll pay
Right.
close attention
Mm-hmm.
and
Or will there
do a
be
follow up on
another?
that.
Will there be an anime version of the Mindhunter?
Don't count on it. Oh.
Because
Ah,
that would that
That's actually not a bad idea. How
yeah,
big
'cause
it is.
that can happen. The show is great. Um, uh, I don't know what the reason is for dropping the show, but suddenly Netflix just decided to like
Stop it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, drop the anime, and I don't know if someone got butthurt from an episode.
Well, like I said, when more details comes out in terms of their contract and partnership, then we'll kind of know. Especially when they start dropping their shows, their content, then we'll know where they're heading towards which direction. So
Right.
on that note, guys, do you have any last remarks before I wrap it up? Getting close to the end.
no, no.
No, it was a great decision. The discussion actually.
I'm sure other
All right,
studios
likewise.
will follow suit. Now they're gonna try to get partnerships with other streaming
Different
platforms.
platforms, yeah.
Yeah, if not Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
you have quite
I
a few.
But
Right.
that
probably the direction they're going. That's it. It's gonna be
yeah, but
more.
that would be a problem for like people like us, for the general
Yeah,
public.
because then we need
Mm-hmm.
every streaming
Yeah, we
platform
need
we can get our
every
hands on.
As long as the internet's out
Exactly.
there, there's gonna be torrent websites, guys. It's always gonna be
yeah,
there.
that if
Yeah, but it's not the same. Like
It
for
isn't. It
example, the
isn't.
torrent website, all the translation is it's crap. Okay, I'm letting you know. And the quality, if people really are into quality and translation, they'll probably don't even bother that, and they will have to like open up their wallet and buy like a subscribe to a streaming website, right? But yeah, not now that you're saying that, we have to start spending so much money for all these animes that we want to watch.
That's not my problem. It's yours.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it for the
No,
past what 30
what
years or so. Rip
30 years?
R.I.P. Kiss Anime.
Yes. Oh, it was so good.
just
You guys know about Go Anime? Oh, it was one of the
yeah,
best.
Yeah.
go anime.
Oh, it was
Guys,
so good.
let's not spill all the
Bunch.
names. We don't want to be shut down.
Yeah, but just to end the ending point from my end, if they are really looking for exclusivity within the anime community or anime content, um, that would be a problem for the general public. Let's say, just like Leifon mentioned, uh, if all other studios would be looking for partnerships with bigger platforms, then that would be counterproductive on the part where they are fighting against piracy. Just like the sites that you mentioned, that's that's the that's where people will go again. They would go to those sites just to watch the anime that they want, and they wouldn't even um, they wouldn't even check what they have in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
They would just find a way to go back to the old days where you can just watch an anime and don't have to pay a single cent. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it. There's pros and cons to everything, so we discussed this right now, and we do see the good parts about it, and we see the bad parts about it. Only time will tell if this move was good or not for at least Mappa and Netflix. So on that note, guys, I'm gonna end the episode here. I want to thank our new panelists, Tamoyaka and Ice Bear, for joining. It was a great discussion. We hope you liked it, and we hope we can see you in future episodes.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and we look forward to getting on discussions with the anime, the real anime. I mean, not because we talk about the partnership between studios or between platforms, but we would really love to be, let's say, a hunter deep dive.
Oh,
That
that
would
would
be
be
great,
so
right?
good.
Yeah.
Say less, guys. Say less.
All right,
I know where to
cool.
find
Yep.
you.
Yep. So thanks so much for joining. So this is episode 51, the Netflix and Mappa partnership. Thank you so much for tuning in to our audience too. Like I said, we can find all of our podcast episodes on most platforms, Spotify and Anchor. Please try to find us also on YouTube if you want to listen to the YouTube version. And also be sure to follow our social media. Links will be provided in the description. We're pretty much on TikTok, Instagram, and many more. This is Wiseman Lee signing off. See you all later. Bye.